Day 1003. What time is it? 1:35 p.m. Friday. Just got off of a coaching call. So with this client, this is a client I've had since November. So 6, 7, 8 months, something like that. He's got such a good heart. He's just like one of my favorite people on the planet. He's such a good heart, so genuine, so authentic, just such a all around, just amazing guy. And we started doing purpose coaching. When I first launched my coaching business in Bali 7 years ago or whatever, he and I did one-on-one session. And then he left the country or something like that. And he saw me do a Facebook post about purpose coaching back in November, and he signed up for the coaching. And man, he's such a brother. I know that he and I will be friends the rest of our lives. And it's interesting because, when we first talked, he was interested in God and going to church and developing spirituality, and he was on the original Warriors of God calls, but then this doubt came in, this hesitation. Yeah, but is this, and a little bit of pride and all this stuff. And so we agreed it'd be best for him to not be in Warriors of God until he really understands and really gives his life to Jesus and becomes a believer, because I don't want to force that on him. And so we haven't talked a lot about the Bible or Jesus, but I know he's listening. I know he's interested. I know he's meant to be a believer. He's just got the heart, and he's meant to be a warrior of God. And so it's just a matter of time. And so before we started this call, I just prayed and I said, just Jesus, please show me what to do. I just pray that your will be done. Help me lead him to you. We never talk about him, and we never talk about you, Jesus. Help us. Just help me, God. Help me on this call. Show us what you want. And we get on the call, and he's telling me about his week, and then he asked how my week was, and I was like, man, it's amazing. It's incredible, the things that are happening. God used me to deliver someone at church from a demon. I'm teaching the spiritual warfare. I'm learning about these spirits and how they take over. And he's listening, and he gets really interested, and and he starts asking questions, and I can tell he wants me to go through that with him. And I was like, yeah, man, if you want to, we can get clear on the spirit that you're fighting against, the spirit that's attacking you. He's like, all right, let's do it. And I just walked him through an exercise that I was doing with Warriors of God, and we got really clear what's happening. And we took the Bible verse, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. We broke it down into the Greek, and then we translated it to make it personal. And so for him, it's the spirit of doubt comes to take away his love, to sacrifice his desire to help his family, to make him lose his optimism and render his authenticity useless. And it was just he could see it. He was almost in tears when he saw that. And it was just wow, so powerful. It's so powerful when you can take the word of God and make it that personal. When you can make it that personal, it has a different kind of hit and impact on people. And it was just man, the thief, the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And it comes, it's ruthless. If this spirit was, a thief, and it broke into your apartment, it would take everything. It wouldn't leave a single crumb on the floor for a mouse, but it would also rip up the floorboards. It would take the hardwood floors, it would rip off the toilet, it would take the sink and the fixtures on the cabinets. It would take everything. It's not satisfied unless you were completely and totally destroyed. It's in the movies where someone drives a really nice car to the hood, and they leave and they come back, and the tires are gone, the chairs are ripped out, the steering wheel's removed, the engine's gone, and it's just a shell of a car. Well, that's what these spirits want to do. They're not satisfied until you are a shell of yourself. And, you can put anything in an empty shell, and that's where the demons like to come in and take over. And so I was just explaining all this to him, and you could tell it was making a lot of sense. And it gave him so much hope, because the spirit of doubt is holding him back in so many ways. And so it's interesting because we've been doing purpose coaching and mindset coaching for 8 months, and I feel like we just made the transition to spiritual coaching, which is incredible, because that's what's really going to set him free. There's no real amount of mindset coaching or life coaching that I can do that's going to set him free, because it's demonic oppression, and the only thing that can release people of that is Jesus. So and he's not a believer yet, but I know he wants to be. But that's the thing, it's the spirit of doubt, which is what's stopping him from believing. So it was just brilliant. I was like, all right, God, I see what you're doing. He's taken like, God's taken like the roundabout way to get to him. Like that spirit of doubt, yeah, it's holding you back in all these different areas, but where it's holding him back the most is his belief in Jesus. That spirit of doubt comes in like, yeah, but is Jesus really real? Is the Bible really the truth? Like, did that really happen? And I get it, because I was there. Spirit of doubt had me in a chokehold for 6 months while I was in the internship, and then I finally, God helped me break that, and it was released. So I'm excited for him. I'm excited to see what God does. Now these conversations are on a whole different level. So yeah, that's awesome. It's very encouraging, very inspiring. And yeah, I just feel honored to be able to help him, because it's interesting, because this day, Friday, I got 3 calls, and all 3 calls are with non-believers. And so I was like looking at my day, and I'm like, I wasn't as excited about it as I am the other days, because like there's just a different way to talk to people who aren't believers. When you're a believer, I can speak in a different language that resonates and is the deepest truth. And so I got to do that with him, which was awesome. And then I have another call coming up with a new purpose client. And then right after that is my call with the client that I'm teaching how to do purpose training and coaching. So I just pray God shows up in those conversations, because those are the 2 that I talk about God the least. And so I'm just going to pray before the calls and pray that God guides me, gives me the opportunity. And if he tells me to move, I'm going to move. So who knows what can happen? Who knows what kind of video I'll be doing at the end of the day today. But yeah. And after that, I'm free. It's my Friday night, which means I get to watch a movie and lay in bed and do absolutely nothing. Woo! I don't really get to sleep in tomorrow, because my designer's coming over at 9 a.m. We're going to do our fitting for the clothes. So she sewed it all together, and the first outfit is done. And so she's coming over to do a fitting so we can make adjustments. And once that's done, she's going to get all the outfits made. So the 5 or 6 pairs of pants and shorts, and like the 7 or 8 or 9 t-shirts, like I can't wait. We've been waiting a long time for this, and summertime just hit. So it's like perfect timing. So I'll get to see that for the first time tomorrow morning, which is incredible and super exciting. So yeah. It just feels so peaceful, just so grounded, just so at peace. Like the more I surrender to God's plans and let go of my own plans, the more peaceful I feel. The more I'm just like, I can breathe. It's amazing.